All right, so we're going to be making some homemade noodles today. So we have 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and 4 eggs. You kind of make a little cave in your flour, and you put your 4 eggs in it, and just kind of mix it up a little bit with a fork here, trying to break up your eggs a bit. You can do it in a bowl or on the counter. Right, so rolling away here. All right, you're just gonna get your hands in here and start mixing it together. You can add more flour as you need. If you have a dough scooper, that works really good for this. I don't have one, so we're just using our hands. It's going to be very sticky at first, and then it should turn into a nice dough. Scrape all of this off our fingers, go wash our hands, come back and knead it some more, because at this point it's just sticking to our fingers too much. Okay, so this sometimes works better if you have like gloves to put on. It doesn't stick as much. If you went ahead and put those on, you can put them on right away, which would probably be a little bit easier. Try to work all this together here. All the egg that came out here. Alright, so we're just going to knead it until it becomes a nice soft dough. Once we have it completely kneaded, then we're going to place it in our bowl. We're going to wrap it in plastic wrap. Let it sit for about 30 minutes. Alright, so that looks pretty good for our dough. We're just going to shape it into a nice ball here. Stick it in our bowl, put some plastic wrap over it, and set it for 30 minutes. Alright, so our dough has set. Been more like an hour because we did not get back to it in 30 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and take it out. We're going to knead it back up here a little bit. Just trying to get it back to being nice and smooth and elasticy. You do want some flour on it. You don't want it to be sticky. We're going to be working with just a little bit of dough at a time. We're going to cut this dough in half. We're going to move the other half out of the way. So this half we're going to go ahead and press through. We're just doing the flat sheet first before we make our actual noodles. So we're just going to slowly get it down in here. It's going to come out the bottom. run it through twice. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and just fold it up back here. I'm gonna grab some more flour here. Sprinkle on it here because it is a little bit sticky. So basically you want to keep it into a nice shape going. You want it to have like a nice square. Run it back through here again. So you can do your thickest setting a couple of times because you're probably going to need to do so till you get your nice shape. Alright, so we're getting there. So we're going to fold it again. And run it through again. To pull on this at all. You want to give it slack and let it do its own thing. Just gonna pull that a little bit here. So you want it to be a little wider. You want it to be the width of your machine here. Got a nice sheet. All right, so now what we're going to do is stick it back in here again and keep going, having it come through. And then as this gets down to here, we're going to take our end and fold it back over. Basically, we're creating one solid sheet to keep going. You're just going to take it with your hand and help work it through. All right, so now we're going to move it down to the next setting, down to 6. And we're going to be making it thinner as we go here. Make this as thin or thick as you want. That is totally up to you. All right, so we're gonna pause here, go down another one. Number 5, run this through twice. Always want some nice slack here on both. Is going to be getting longer the more you do this. Alright, so we are just going to do one more setting down here. And we're going to run it through 2 more times here. We're going to stop here, we're going to cut it. Run the rest of the way through here. Alright, and then we're going to lay it here and cut some sheets, so do the length of whatever you want your dough. as you are working here. So if you're making lasagna, you can stop here, and these would be your lasagna noodles. You'd make them a little bit thinner, of course, for lasagna. But if you want to do fettuccine or spaghetti, then we're going to switch over to our next slot. So basically you take your handle out here, and if you want fettuccine or spaghetti, you put that in. We're going to be doing fettuccine. So I'm going to stick that in our fettuccine one here, and then this will make our fettuccine noodles. So for this one, we're going to finish off our one hanger to dry, and the rest we're going to be cooking as fresh pasta. So we're going to be running it through again, and basically this can just go right in your pot of boiling hot water. So we're just going to put them in a little pile here until we're ready, and then once our water is boiling, we'll throw it in and it's ready to go. Alright, I had to put this one in the video because I got my dough actually perfect this time. It is all the exact same, even. And it's really nice. So this one would actually be really good if you're doing like lasagna noodles or something like that. Just gonna keep it going here. The trick is to kind of bounce it to your right, and it keeps it all one length and going straight instead of making it go crooked, and then it makes it all uneven. So that has been working for me so far. Bump it down one more. Down to number 2. I always do my dough in small batches because with the other half of the ball sitting, it does start to dry out already, and you don't want it to do that. So always work in very small batches, and then make more when you're ready after you finish a batch. I will say this is very tiring on your arms, the one up here. All right, so we're going to stop here, and I cut it off. Right, and there is our nice pasta. We're just going to continue doing like we were doing. Right, so here's our pasta for tonight. We fluffed it in some flour, just rolled it carefully together on our pan, and then we are covering it with some 100% cotton cloth, and we're gonna let it sit here until our water boils and we're ready to go.